Make sure my alarm clocks are off. Here we go. Touching lives around the world, motivating and inspiring. Early bird gets the worm. We had to pop it off early today for the reason of I worked 2 jobs today. You feel me? I worked 2 jobs today. But here we are. And like I said, early bird gets the worm. What it is, Angela. Welcome in, my brother. You on the early tips. We on the early tips. The early tips. We on the early tips. Early bird gets the worm. It's a beautiful time to be alive. And the time to be alive is beautiful. What we're about to do is we're gonna get into these push-ups, but we also gonna make these eggs early. We just gonna get going early. How you doing, brother? I was tripping with my workout and saying I'm trying to become more powerful than your kingdom. Like, dog, we part of the same one. That's what I'm saying, bro. It be like that sometimes. That psychosis hit. Especially post-celiac, it's gonna take some time for you to get the adequate nutrient absorption. But it be like that sometimes. Don't worry about it. We locked in. I told myself I wasn't going to work this morning job, right? That's what I told myself. I told myself I wasn't going to do it. Y'all know I'd be like, I told myself I wasn't going to do it, but now I find myself creating an accommodating schedule for me to do it, you know? So, we'll see. Now it's turned from I'm not going to work this morning job to I'm going to work this morning job as long as I can have an accommodating schedule to be able to work this morning job. You know, as long as I can get off 3 jobs. Now, if I can only work 2 of the jobs, then I'm going to let go of this morning job. Why? Because it makes it easier for me to still post content if I get rid of that job as opposed to the other one. But you know me, I'm going for it. So I'm really trying to get all 3 of these jobs. You know what I mean? Trying to get all 3 of these jobs. So that way I have 4 sources of income right now, working on building the 5th. That'll be the goal. For working on 5. If I could get it like that, you already know we locked in and intact, little buddy. If I can get it like that, you already know we locked in and intact, little buddy. What's up, Infamous? How you doing? I had a wake-up call yesterday after I was talking to a female about my brother and how it affected me, and she texted me and said, I don't give a fuck. Damn. Whew. That's tough. That's tough. And you see, that's why every day you gotta wake up and give it your all. You see, I was walking home this morning, and this person stopped me. They was like, man, if I had arms like that, I'll punch him. I was like, okay. Why I sound tired? Because I just woke up. I woke up a little earlier than normal, you know, because I got this, I'm working on this second job today. We got a stage for the second job. I'm about to show off About to do my thing. And then on Tuesday, I got a stage, or they calling it a stage. That one the same thing though. For this third job, you know. So I'm getting in the habit of waking up a little earlier. Here's what we gotta do though. We gotta start these push-ups. Smash the like button. 30. Now I'm not gonna cap. Today, I'm only gonna do I'm only gonna do 300 today, for real. I'm really only gonna do 300 push-ups today because I exhausted myself with the push-ups yesterday. Sit-ups, not this month. Maybe next month. I think next month we're gonna mix up the push-ups and lunges next month. You feel me? We're gonna mix it up. This month is the straight push-up challenge. Straight push-up challenge. Woo! But yeah, we only doing 300 push-ups today for sure. I exhausted myself out yesterday with the 660. By the end of my work session, I was tired as a mug. I was exhausted. So today, knowing that I have 2 work sessions, I'm gonna go ahead and avoid exhausting myself, you know? I'm gonna avoid making that mistake today. 2 work sessions. But we ready. But we ready though. Like, I wanted to see how I felt waking up this morning to really judge how I'm about to get down, if I'm about to attempt to work all 3 of these jobs or not. And I felt good this morning. What it is, Goku, welcome in, my brother. We only gonna do 300 push-ups today, but it's a beautiful time to be alive, and a time to be alive and beautiful. Let's hit it up with a prayer. Our Father that art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Amen. Let's go. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Also, seeing as we about to go into working 3 jobs, here's the thing. We've been experiencing amazing growth. Amazing growth. And it's a beautiful time to be alive. It's awesome. But the reality is, 2 live streams a day. 2 with the occasional third, you know. And you know, if I have off days, if I ever have a day with significant off time, the occasional 4th, something like that, we're gonna do 2 a day average though. Is what we're shooting for. If we get more than that, we get more than that. But that'll be plenty for us, you know. What I've noticed is, if I do just 2 a day, when it comes to the total at the end of the week, I get the same amount of subscribers, because if I just do 2 a day, it'll be like that 4th day or that 5th day where I'll get, you know, in the continuous and constant days, I'll get about 10 to 12, but it'll turn the average up, you know, because that 40 at the end. So while we're jumping into this phase, yo, a young Joan Jones, is that you? Yep, that is me. I don't even know why I allow myself to deal with hoes instead of actual real women. I'm leaving the hoes to all the active criminals and simps. That's a good idea. See, here's the thing. Hoes carry STDs. STDs are crippling to your goals and your progress. STDs can attack your mind, your body, you know what I mean? Your soul, brother. It's not worth it to keep 100. It's really not worth it. I'm keeping 1,000. I be horny, super horny, but I don't be fiending for sex. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when I got that energy of me being horny, right? That means I just have an overall higher amount of energy in general that day. And if I can gear it towards just getting my day going and start it like today, long run it's gonna benefit me more. At the end of the day, sex is always gonna be there on the table if you're a person working hard and working on yourself and staying in progress and development. Um, so do that instead. People wanna make this stem before the foundation. Make this foundation first. You need that energy. Yeah, transmuting that energy for sure. You know, you need that energy to make the foundation. Boom, go ahead and get your education. Get a career, right? See, this is what I suggest. Get a career for your 20s to 30s, 20s to mid 30s. Then also be in preparation, get your education so you can set up to have your career from your mid 30s to 50s. And in the process of doing that, build your social network, build your social platforms, boom, and build at least two more sources of income outside of your careers as well. Save money up every single year so you can have more money to invest with. And hey, there you have it. Now, eventually, you're going to look up, you're going to be like, I've done well developing my financial stability. Hopefully, you found that right woman to build a family with. If not, then here's the thing. If not, it's going to be hard because now you got all this money. It's going to be harder to find the right woman. Everybody's going to act like and seem like the right woman. But if you found that right woman, boom, build your family. Now, if you then used all of that energy, that premium 20 to 30s energy on building your foundation, it's a good chance you may have beat in your whole phase urges. And if you haven't, guess what? You talk to your partner, you be like, look, little baby, I got us set up for life. We set up for life. You know, I played my part. You know I love you. We've been together for a long time. But sometimes I might just need some. Let me not talk about that part. You talk to your wife about that when you get to that point. But yeah, we 30 push-ups in. It's a beautiful time to be alive and a time to be alive and beautiful. Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. We're approaching it. See, look, the last 2 days, we've been really trying to push it. Tranquilo, slow and steady. We vibing now. We're not necessarily, listen, we get it. We could push the content, get 600 subscribers, 700 subscribers fast. But here's the thing, at least 2 live streams per day, and we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it regardless. Yeah, all facts. It's all facts. See, here's the thing, right? What happens is people aren't able to separate that the different phases and the different roles that people may play in their life. Like when you got your home built, the woman you're building your home with, you have to value her because what's valuable about her is way beyond sex. However, when you get 10 to 15 years into that security, if you pick the right person to value, they're going to recognize your relationship isn't sustained by sex. So now you have to ask yourself, did I play my role in setting her up with a secure life and a secure future? What does that mean? We're both working on careers. I'm paying the bills at least 75%, if I can 100%, because I should be grinding. I got my household. I'm not supposed to be out here wasting no energy outside of the household in this phase at all. So I should be grinding. Boom, I'm paying at least 75% of the bills. And in that process, she can save up all her money. Boom, she getting a career. Boom, she making a lot more money. Does that mean she pays more bills now? No, let her save up all her money still. Why? Because now, 7 years in the future, you didn't let little mama save up damn near $1 million, or maybe $1 million. 8 years in the future, saved up damn near $1 million. And then you gotta be like, look, I'm making all these sacrifices for the household. You already know our love is greater than sex. But now I gotta get mine, you know? And say it just like that, because when you say it like that, she gonna giggle. And then when she giggles, she's gonna be more receptive. You feel me? Do your role, she be doing hers, and both are equal partners who will build a life together. That's a fact. That's a fact, because at the end of the day, we're growing, we're maturing. Um, yes, the common person, we know this by now. It's 2026, we've got the internet. We have a view of a whole bunch of people. The common person and the common idea of relationships and the common idea of just about anything is pretty ignorant and limited by people who simply aren't expressing high level intelligence. So don't worry about that box. Just do what makes sense. Now, at the same time, if you get to that point and she's like, you know what? No, nigga, I don't want to be with you no more. Boom. At least you don't have to feel guilty, because it's like, okay, cool. I'm sending her off with her $700,000 to $1,000,000 that I helped her save. And guess what? I've been pushing my career forward, so I'm earning a bunch of money a year anyways. It is what it is. Boom, I did my job, and now I'm just gonna be a playboy. You know? That's better karmically than what a lot of people be doing. A lot of people be trying to embrace a hoe, knowing that if they embracing a hoe, they just gonna be out here embracing hoes. Nobody really wants to build a family with a hoe. I'm just being real. I love y'all though. We about to smash these push-ups. Allah is the greatest, my God is the greatest. Alhamdulillah. Let's smash these push-ups. Right now we 30 in. Let's get to 60, smash the like button. Woo! I ain't gonna lie, these push-ups catching up. This push-ups catching up. That hurt a little bit. One leg push-ups. I'm just trying to continue my streak of at least 300, brother. I ain't gonna lie. A little boxing, a little Muay Thai. I'm a little jiu-jitsu. You know, I've trained a lot throughout the course of my life. But recently I've just been doing a lot of shadow boxing, a little bit of shadow kickboxing. You know, I've been really focusing on the mental waves, the mental development. I need to get closer to God. I've been tripping trying to make myself front line. I'm glad you know that, my brother. Boxing plus Muay Thai, that's a good combo. I also do a little bit of wrestling too, but it's hard to train that as an individual. See, my early years in life, I really front loaded the physical development. And then when I started to get, even in my late teens, early 20s, I was like, there's more to me. I could really lock in on mental development, and I could untap and unlock a whole nother part of myself. So I've been on that journey, and I'm gonna continue on that journey. You want to defend wrestling more than wrestling, that's important. I seem more like a brawler than a distance fighter. See, that's because I'm well-versed, I'm well-rounded. I'm very well-rounded when it comes to throwing these hands. However, I'm not gonna lie, in a street fight, which I don't get in those anymore, I'm a straight brawler, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a straight brawler. I be hitting niggas with 80-piece combos while they body stiff already. I still be hitting them, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know about wrestling though. I'm getting cooked in grappling. Yeah, you gotta add that to your game. You like turtles? Turtles is a wonderful creature. Very much an aged creature. You know, they be living pretty long. You know, hopefully I can live like a turtle for a long time. Yeah, it's important to know how to defend it. Because if you don't know how to defend it, it's over with. It's over with. I mean, people don't understand. When you strike at the level of a boxer, The difference between an MMA fighter striker and a striking and a boxing striking is worlds apart. Your favorite MMA fighter cannot strike with a boxer. When you strike at the level of a boxer and you weigh at least 180 pounds, the reality is in a street fight, you connect, you're putting something to sleep. I just do vitamins. I do vitamins. No, and I do a protein shake. I don't do any creatine though, just vitamins and protein shake. Vitamins and a protein shake. Woo! And electrolytes and amino acids. You dig? You feel me? You dig me? No ashwagandha. I don't know. Yep. I got something with some ashwagandha in it. I got something with ashwagandha. One of my vitamins. I call it vitamins though still. A little bit of ashwagandha. Ashwagandha might as well be a vitamin. You feel me? You feel me, feel me, feel me, feel me, feel me. We'll be 60 push-ups in. Man, we just trying to get 300 push-ups in this morning. It's really going to be tough, but we're going to get it. This is my first day in a while working 2 shifts. It's the first day in a while working 2 shifts. It's nothing, though. It's nothing to a big dog, for real. It's nothing really to a big dog. You know what I'm saying? How do you leave people not good for you behind? You get locked in on the things that are good for you, and then they just fall off. Like, for example, you have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours, sleep. So you have 16 hours in a day. Every day, you gotta figure out how to chop that 16 hours up into all hours that are beneficial for you. You know? And when you do that, you're gonna realize that shit, I don't have no time for nothing that's bad for me. And when you don't have time for nothing that's bad for you, things that are bad for you don't value you. You know what I mean? And also, a lot of times dehumanize you, at least to a certain extent, to the point that where when you don't have time for them because you're placing all your time in productive areas, they won't be interested anymore. So that's the method for that right there. That's the soundproof method for that. Woo! We are 60 push-ups in. We need to drop and give another 30. We need to drop and give another 30. That's what I'm feeling. Then work. So that's 16 hours, 8 hours sleep, 8 hours work. We really don't have that much time. I'm trying to become a software engineer. So boom. So then you do 8 hours sleep, 8 hours work, and then you got 8 more hours. If you're trying to become a software engineer, you should be putting at least 4 or 5 of those per day in that practice, in that study, in that field of study. And then if you put in 4 of those in and you got 4 hours left, I'm sure, here's the thing, in order for you to utilize all of your 16 waking hours and sleep hours as efficiently as possible, you're gonna have to put a lot of your mind in the area of study of your body, of your health, your nutrition, things you need to do daily that allow you to use 100% of your energy from day to day to day to day to day to day to day. Up until you about 25, 26, 27, that's going to really take all of your time. I ain't going to lie. Now, if we didn't have the wrong school system like we do, we would have learned that before we were adults. But a lot of us have to really wait until we get into our secular lifestyle. We outside of our school to really, learn that stuff. How you doing, Starry? What's up, Blurry? I'm straight, though. I appreciate you, though. Asthma is crazy right now, and I'm a waiter. So that's not fresh for customers to see. Oh, yeah, bro, you've been eating gluten, bro. I know you've been eating gluten. What's up, RTH Smoking? How you doing, my friend? Look, we about to smash another 30 push-ups. All I ask is that y'all smash the like button while I smash these push-ups. Let's get it. We 90 push-ups in. It's a beautiful time to be alive and a time to be alive and beautiful. All glory be to the Most High. I haven't been eating gluten. It's just that I really don't lower my homocysteine. Yeah, you got to get that right as well. I'm doing okay. Allergies have been kicking my ass. Excuse my language, but it's been going on since December in my sinuses. Woo, my allergies been peaking as well, you know, and it's at different times of the day. It's just like a big onslaught will come. So I know how you feeling. So let's say 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours work, max 2 hours work. That's another thing, yep. I want to ask, 2 hours workout is actually insanely long. So I'm left with 6 hours, right? And that's for software engineering. 2 hours workout is pretty long. It's pretty long, but it's also not when you take the totality. So how I do it is the most important workout is walking. You want to get your at least 8K steps in a day, you know? So that's why I do my work in an industry. Like I serve and I bartend, so I can get my 8K steps in consistently. Also, I walk to work for those reasons. So yeah, that's what it is though. Pretty much you're gonna be, if you 2 hours of workout, you know. So, yep, that's your schedule. 6 hours software engineering, or maybe you could say 4 hours software engineering, and then 2 more hours studying nutrition and you know, the way your body responds to different things. You know, studying overall health knowledge that'll allow you to maximize your ability to focus, your ability to learn, your brain functioning, and your physical functioning, so you can have a long career. And you're gonna need to study that for maybe like 3 to 5 years. You're gonna need those 2 hours consistently. And then you'll have a blueprint. You won't need those 2 hours. Now you'll probably be advanced enough in the software engineering to where, unless you're doing it for a job, you might only need 3 hours in on that. You're always gonna need the 8 hours of sleep. And then eventually your 8 hours of work will become the software engineering. 8 hours of sleep, boom, now you got 8 more hours. You're gonna need like 2 hours to work out, boom, now you got 6 more hours. And you won't need to study extracurricular or software engineer. That's all free time. We rest when we sleep, or we rest when we sleep. Samadin, to be honest with you, one thing you can't make up for is miss sleep in this lifetime. And it really affects you negatively, mentally, physically, and at all levels. Literally, the person who is missing sleep over the course of 10 years, he is robbing himself from the ability to compete with the man who is catching up, who is getting that 8 hours of sleep consistently. They think my voice is deep. Damn. I can't imagine whom studying. He gonna be studying like a pure prisoner. Straight up. I locks in when I study, watch. Y'all gonna see. I be locked in when I study, bro. It's not hard to me. Like, to me, it's like, it's school. So here's the thing about school, right? Here's the thing about studying. The answers are in the book. The answers or the steps to get the answer are in the book. So to me, it's always been, if the answers and or the steps to get the answers in the book, hello, all I have to do is take the time to look through it, and you know, and then boom, I have the answers. Bro, that's the mindset though. That's the mindset to have. When you recognize at the end of the day, especially if you're a big dreamer, if you have big goals, at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna be there with you for the majority of the steps towards what you want to do. Nobody's gonna be there with you. If you want to go to the NBA, nobody's gonna be there with you when you're taking 1,400 shots a day. No one's gonna be with you there. Like, you might have some people at different phases come and assist at a little bit, But you're going to get, most days, you're going to get them shots off by yourself, you know? If you want to be the best wide receiver in the league, nobody's going to be there with you when you do 30 minutes of footwork ladders every single day. Nobody's going to be there with you. In the weight room, nobody's going to be there with you, you know? Nobody's going to be there with you telling you to eat the right foods. You're going to have to do so much on your own that eventually you'll embrace this like a quest. You're going to have a quest type mentality. Like it's going to be like an MMO to you. Boom, today I woke up. Now I must do these tasks because these tasks will lead me to this path. And this path will lead me to my success. But is sleep deprivation too late to reverse? I don't have any sleep issues, but sometimes I may struggle and get 5 or 6 hours nutrition, and key is probably root of a lot, especially your gut biome. That is very true. That's very true. And also, do you wake up and get sunlight early enough? But definitely gut health. That's what I want everybody to work on and study, is gut health. Especially we living in this Western civilization. A lot of us are just killing our gut health by eating processed foods. It's unfortunately what's really going on, and we got to get away from it. Sam, nah, it ain't as long as you eat healthy when you recover. See, this the thing, right? Sleep deprivation is irreversible. When you miss sleep is irreversible. So you need to get on that and stay on that consistently and all the time. The thing about America, right, is America rewards competitors. America rewards competitors. At the same time, America produces a media that gives people alternatives to competing. Therefore, 90% of America is not competing. And it rewards competitors greatly. So therefore, if you really compete and you say, I'm going to do everything right, I'm going to eat the right foods, right? I'm going to get the right amount of sleep, right? I'm going to cut out all the distractions. And then 85 to 90% of the rest of the people around you are eating the wrong foods, are not getting the sleep, are going out and partying and drinking. Do you realize that you will make millions of dollars? That's just the reality. You will make, there's less genetic variation in all of humanity than one troop of chimpanzees, unless you have a mental blockage or you're going through real mental health issues and that are unfixable because it's genetic, right? Unless that is the case, you living a sound lifestyle and an intelligent lifestyle and dedicating and focusing your time, you will have better results and create better results than the next person. These companies want the most efficient people. They want the most efficient people. Boom, you get in that company and you have that efficiency mindset, you'll start to see the blueprint. You take the blueprint, you utilize the blueprint yourself, now you have a successful business. It's many ways, bro. Beat your own miscalculations. I keep eating those protein bars, dates, nuts, trying my best to keep healthy. What's the best way to boost gut biome? I hear a healthy gut can prevent most illnesses. Take a probiotic. Take a daily probiotic and eat less times per day and drink less water. Drink water, but less. Don't oversaturate your stomach with too much water. Your body's already made up of water. Your body is already made up of water. Drink water, but less water. Apple cider vinegar is a good one. Yeah, when I was eating 5 meals a day, that's when I realized that it's just terrible for your gut health. It's terrible for your gut health. I put it to test, and yeah, that was terrible for your gut health. We 90 push-ups in. It's a beautiful time to be alive. Y'all know we got to get our minimum of 300. But I'm good. We about to drop and give 30. We about to drop and give 30 and get it to 120. Because we got to give our minimum of 300. And we on limited time today. So let's go. Yeah, 120. See, when it comes to physical health, like, you can really break it down into 3 categories. You can break it down into blood flow. You can break it down into, you could call blood flow cardiovascular health because they go hand in hand. Gut health, and then mental wellness. You can break it down into those 3 categories and really take a deep dive. When it comes to blood flow, you're gonna learn the do's and don'ts of your arteries. And also you're gonna learn about what produces nitric oxide, what robs the body of nitric oxide. When it comes to gut health, you're gonna learn about what foods you can consume, you must consume, and you shouldn't consume, and how often you should eat. When you learn about mental health and well-being, you're gonna learn about standing guard the door of your mind. Don't allow your mind to chase distractions, ever. Limit it. Every time you find your mind chasing a distraction, put something that is worthy of focus in front of your mind. I'm gonna start fasting for Ramadan soon, so my body will do some detoxing. Fasting is good, especially if you out of there, it'll get you back there. I can't wait to reach the autophagy phase where dead cells are cleaned up and removed. How do I still maintain muscle though? Well, just recognize that anything that you lose, any muscle that you lose, is just temporarily lost. And you can build it back in a third of the time it took to build it initially. And don't trip. It's a good, healthy trade-off. There's a trade-off to everything in life. When you inhale oxygen, you breathe out carbon dioxide. When you exercise and build muscle, you also build lactic acid. How are you doing, Muji Salav? So just recognize life is about finding the good trade-offs and participating in them. Is my favorite mental wellness here on YouTube. Psych to Go. I checked them out. I used to check them out for sure. Definitely a good channel. It's a beautiful time to be alive. We are 120 push-ups in. We are going to be able to hit 2 live streams today before we have to get ready and then go to work. So that means we need to get at least 150 push-ups in this live stream. And then whatever we got left over to get to 300, we'll get in the next one. So you don't recommend no pre-workouts or no supplements except vitamins. I'm getting a blood test next week. Nope, I don't recommend nothing more than that. No, vitamins, maybe some beetroot capsules. Help boost nitric oxide production. Welcome back, Sam. How you doing, Sam McSheridan? Woo! Let's go. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a beautiful time to be alive. See, as you get more mature in this world, as a man, you're gonna recognize that a lot of your comfort level is based off of, and this is a shame, right? I feel like you're robbed of this if you're born in a situation where you have too much resources. If you're born in a situation when you have too much resources, you're gonna make problems. You're gonna make other problems, and you may be derailed for life because of the problems you make. But if you're not, you'll recognize that life is really easy and smooth, and you can stay motivated as long as what you're doing in life and what you're applying your life and your time to is allowing you to grow financially. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful time to be alive. We might, after today, probably have 2 jobs. After Tuesday, we'll probably have 3 jobs. Wow. 3 jobs, 4 sources of income, and we building this channel, which will become a source of the income before the end of the year. 5 sources of income in play. And it's a beautiful time to be alive. When the summer starts, guess what, y'all? We gonna drop one of them jobs. We gonna drop one of them jobs. And the reason is because we're gonna start school. We're gonna start school one semester at a time, 2 classes at a time. Boom, lock in. Lock in, and just keep going. Let's get it. Most pre-workout seems like it adds more sugar to your diet. Yeah, you gotta stay away from that. My mom got me a white, brand new stainless steel water bottle, perfect for hydration and style. Absolutely. Add some electrolytes though. That's why billionaire, millionaire kids are so messed up in the head. What am I studying for? I want to get into the medical field. For sure. See, when it comes to how my life played out and decisions I made, see, I got into hospitality. Then I moved to the place with the most tourist interaction in the USA. So in the hospitality field, right, 50-hour work week, I can make anywhere between yearly. I'm gonna let y'all know because I want people to know that this type of opportunity is there. If you choose this route. But in the hospitality field where I live at, in a 50-hour work week, you can make anywhere between say you straight low end, 110K. That's low end. That's very low end. But you're most likely going to make 150 to 220K for a 50-hour work week. 150 to 220K. 50 hours. Boom. So because of that, there's so many oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm proud of you as well. Definitely. You've been doing your thing. You've been staying focused, and nothing can stop you. We can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. It's just the truth. So because of that, it's been pretty much for the last 2 years, I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with this. This is a good income for me, and it keeps me active and on my feet. However, when I turn, when I got to prepare for when I'm like late 30s. When I'm late 30s, do I want to be doing this? Yeah, I could just transition to just straight bartending and still maintain that amount of money until I'm about 45 to 50. But however, the reality is really late 40s. But however, the reality is most bartenders pick up drinking habits. And I've seen it so much, and I know that I'm human just like them. So I was like, you know what? That's not what I want to do. So now I'm in the process of going to school to get in the medical field, where for those same 50 hours, I can make 180K still. But this is something that I can do from mid-30s, early to mid-30s, all the way until like my 60s, until I retire. You feel me? And also, there's secondary levels of schooling you can do in the medical field. Because I'm in the hospitality field and I'm making a lot of money in the hospitality field, and I always have a route to get a part-time job and still make damn near 6 figures, if not 6 figures, in the hospitality field, and I can balance that with content creating, and I also invest. While I'm in the medical field, say I have a certain amount of money saved up, then I can go into next level schooling and train and become a specialist. And the specialists in the field that I want to go into, they make like 400 to 700K. So it's just like, in reality, it's a lot of ways to get it. It's a lot of opportunity here in America. It really is. It just depends on how you put it together. What's up, Chiefs Very? I work as a consultant in occupational health service. I enjoy working in the health industry, although I really want to become a software engineer. But what type of medical field? You can make, where I live at, you can make easily, you'll work a little bit of overtime, you make 180 as a nurse. And the thing about being a nurse is it don't matter if I'm not this age, but it don't matter if I'm one of these ages. It don't matter if you mid to late 20s. It don't matter if you mid to late 30s. It doesn't matter if you're mid 40s, even to late 40s. You can get into the medical field because the average age that people do it is around like is literally mid 30s to mid 40s is the average age that people get into Nursing. Nursing is like you get your prerequisites. You can get your prerequisites in 1 year, realistically. And then you do nursing school. You can do an accelerated program for 12 to 18 months if you want. Or you can do a full-length program. It's going to be about 27 months. Boom, you're making 180K after overtime where I live at. So this is why when I look at people who act like they don't got their life together and that they're in this damn situation, I just be thinking to myself, like, you're not in a damn situation outside of your own mentality. Your mentality is the damning part. And when you begin to see things this way, it's like, I can't gain any substance being around these people who have this type of mentality. I'm doing good. How you doing, Barry? If you overweight with homocysteine, should you water fast the day before you start lowering your homocysteine? Nope. Start it all right away. You need to do a residency. If you want to get free school, yeah. If you want to get free school, there's certain places in the world where you can get free school because you live there. But also, you can do all of these things online. Outside of, I don't think you can't do nursing school online, but you can get the prerequisites online. And then that's why I tell people use the hospitality industry, because the hospitality industry, the thing is, most people only want to work 25 hours because they say serving tables or bartending for over 25 hours is too exhausting. That's not true at all. You're just lazy. You just making your 25 hours more than what most people make in their 40 hours, and then you settle for it. But if you really just allow yourself to work as much as you can and save as much money as you can up, then you give yourself the ability to go ahead and take a 18-month nursing course. You got money saved up from 3-4 years of hustling. Take that 18-month course. You still got money saved up, and now you're in position. It just depends on what you really want in life. There's really no excuse. Good night, J-Pack. There's really no excuse except excuses you make. You know, in reality, ooh, it's a beautiful time to be alive, and the time to be alive is beautiful. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Yeah, I'm about to smash out these last 30 push-ups before we end this live stream. But after we end this live stream, give me about 10 minutes. I'm gonna start another live stream. That'll be our 2 live streams for the day. And then I'm gonna start this work day so we can get this money. You can do receptional jobs, 2 in hotels, etc., and use that money to invest. I would say go to a restaurant and or a bar or a club, because you want to make gratuity and you want to maximize your ability to make gratuities. Trust me. See, a lot of times in hotels, you don't really make gratuity like that. But when you're in these restaurants, especially, here's the thing about it. You get one restaurant job, boom, it's gonna take up 25 hours of your week. While you're working that one, even if it's just a decent one, right? While you're working that one, you'll have enough time to apply elsewhere. Now that you got this one, you apply to restaurants that are on a tier above where you're at now. Get that job, boom, now you're working both jobs. You've already jumped in wages. However, now that first job that you're making less at, it becomes what? It becomes something you can let go of. Start looking for another job. Boom, now you have 2 jobs better than the first one you had. Now you're making way more money, and just keep going, keep climbing the ladder. We're about to knock out these last 30 push-ups. Please smash the like button. Let's go. We're 150 push-ups in. It's a beautiful time to be alive. This is day 4. I appreciate you, Maylin. We're about to end this live stream, but I'll be back in like 10 minutes. It's your boy, Alone at Peace, to whom is concerned, Silverback Whom, Escaping the Maze, Eternal Rising. Whichever alias you know me as, such lives around the world, motivating and inspiring. Let's do it. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be easy.